This is Mr. Millay, and this is your video review for your U.S. history quiz coming up on Friday. Terms you need to know: Social Security, Eleanor Roosevelt. You need to know who Lucy Mercer was. That was Roosevelt's mistress. You know what a public works project is, what the fireside chats were, what the acronym FDIC stands for, TVA stands for, and WPA stand for. You need to know what the first 100 days were. You need to know about rural electrification. You need to know what the 3 R's that FDR was trying to accomplish with the New Deal. You need to be able to tell me what they were and what they mean. You need to be able to tell me what the WPA, TVA, and FDIC did and why they were important. You need to be able to tell me what the Social Security Act did and why it was the most important act of FDR's career. You need to tell me about the Fair Labor Standards Act. That was one that set the minimum wage and the 44-hour work week. You need to tell me what FDR's plan was with court packing. What does court packing mean, and why did he want to do it? You need to tell me some arguments against the New Deal. You need to be able to tell me how the New Deal changed the way that we interact with our government. You also need to be able to tell me about all the presidents we learned about in this unit. You need to tell me about Warren G. Harding, what things were good about him, what things were bad about him, especially his scandals: Teapot Dome, the affairs, what was the other? Sorry, and the race riots and the Albert Fall. Yes, he's the Secretary of Interior. Thank you. You need to be able to tell me about how he died, and then we're going to go on to Calvin Coolidge, how he became president. That's because Harding died. You need to be able to tell me what he was like as a president. You need to be able to tell me what things were going on in the world at the time, like Germany going into inflation, money being worthless, things like that. You need to be able to tell me what the Kellogg-Brainard Pact, or the Pact of Paris, said. It basically made war illegal and said it was only allowed for defensive purposes. You need to be able to tell me about the election of Herbert Hoover, why he was so popular at the beginning of his campaign when he talked about rugged individualism and why we should not have government aid for people. You need to be able to tell me about why he was so disliked after he was out of office, or at the end of his term, even. You need to give me a few of the causes of the Great Depression, and you need to be able to tell me about the Bonus Army. Those were the veterans that marched on Washington, D.C. Herbert Hoover, didn't give the order, but their houses, their shacks were burned down, and he was blamed for it. And you need to be able to give me a basic assessment of Herbert Hoover as a president, what he did good, what he did bad, why is he so disliked, and basically be able to talk about the laissez-faire government, hands-off government, trickle-down economics that were very common of all 3 presidents, what those things mean. And if you know all those things, you'll be fine for the quiz coming up tomorrow.